And continue to serve on this Veterans Day. We'll look at ceremonies right here in the 4 states. And a dream becomes a reality as Frontenac cuts a ribbon on the city's first public library. KOIM News at 10 is next.
I'm Jared Hill at the largest commemoration of veterans in the country. Coming up, how people are celebrating veterans from coast to coast and why turmoil in Washington forced the cancellation of some events.
Plus, communities in our area honored local veterans with events including this parade. And the city of Frontenac celebrates its first ever public library.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A grateful nation honors those who served. This is KOIM News. I'm Dow Quick. Ceremonies marking Veterans Day brought folks out across the country today, including right here in the 4 states. We start our coverage of Veterans Day events in Carthage tonight. The city threw its Veterans Day parade just a few hours ago. Businesses, organizations, schools, and more turned out for this year's parade, which took place in the evening as a special way to light up the night in tribute to those who serve and continue to serve our country. Missouri's Southern State University honored service members today as the Patriot Guard Riders rolled onto campus for a special Veterans Day celebration. The event featured music from the MSSU Brass Quintet and remarks from State Senator Jill Carter and Gary Gray, a U.S. Navy Vietnam veteran and ride captain with the Southwest Missouri Patriot Guard.
When I joined in 2009, a family member's son had been killed in Afghanistan. I didn't know the veteran himself, but I knew his mom and dad. So I felt it was my place as a veteran to honor him and the sacrifice he made.
Gray says joining the Patriot Guard Riders is about showing respect for those who have served before us and making sure their service is never forgotten. In Pittsburgh, Pitt State ceremony this year featured 2014 PSU grad Dr. Carol Meza, an Army combat veteran and Purple Heart recipient who served for 12 years. Also in attendance was the university's president and vice president for university advancement and 6th grade classes from Pittsburgh Middle School.
We have a lot of students who have gone on to serve in the military and come back, give back, and serve in their communities. It's important because they do provide everyday support within our communities.
This ceremony has taken place at the PSU Veterans Memorial annually since it was unveiled in 2004. Those interested in adding a name to its memorial paving stones can contact the PSU Office of Advancement. In 1918, at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, World War I officially ended. A year later, then President Woodrow Wilson celebrated the first Armistice Day. After a second World War, it was renamed to Veterans Day. As Jared Hill reports today, there are commemorations around our nation to honor all of Americans' veterans.
President Trump laid a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, marking Veterans Day at Arlington National Cemetery as the nation's commander-in-chief.
We say the words too often left unsaid. Thank you for your service. Thank you very much.
16 million Americans served in World War II. At the memorial in Washington, D.C., a thank you to the 45,000 still alive.
The story of America endures because of their service.
Hello, everybody.
Former President Barack Obama surprised these Korean and Vietnam War vets arriving in D.C. on an honor flight from Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh, say, can you see?
From rural Iowa to the streets of New York, Americans gathered to salute those who served.
Pretty happily to see the veterans of today who seem like they're in pretty good shape. And it's different than it was years and years and years ago after the Vietnam years.
The Veterans Day Parade here in New York City is billed as the largest commemoration of military veterans in the country. Many of the others this year were canceled, though, part of the fallout from the ongoing government shutdown. The Flag for Every Hero event at California's Riverside National Cemetery was called off without the VA staff to coordinate the logistics of placing nearly 300,000 flags. So a local group stepped up.
And especially being a veteran, it just makes you feel good because it's people appreciating what you did.
Across Europe, ceremonies marked the end of World War I. In Belgium, red poppy flowers dropped onto soldiers and others gathered for the commemoration. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Vice President J.D. Vance, a former Marine, said during the event at Arlington that the most valuable resource the U.S. has is the thousands of young people who sign up to serve our country. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy now for our first look at the weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a nice one for us today. Quite a bit warmer than what we have seen over the past couple days. We had quite a bit of sunshine, a few little clouds kind of skirting through right along that Kansas-Oklahoma state line. But overall, it's going to be quiet tonight. A little chilly temps, upper 30s to near 40. But Wednesday looks fantastic. Check this out, upper 60s, maybe 2 or 3, 4 degrees warmer than what we did see today. By tomorrow night, a few mid and upper level clouds kind of stream through, but even warmer, mid 70s as we go into Thursday afternoon. All right, so for us today, I mean, you got to think yesterday, we only made it up in the afternoon to 37 degrees. We hit 66 today. We started at 30, average high of 60 degrees. We're going to talk more about those 70s here in just a bit.
Doug, thanks. Hey, a reminder, beginning tomorrow, Joplin's Ewart Park is going to be closed for renovations. You'll recall the $10 million makeover will bring several major upgrades, including a new splash park, playground, and an ice skating rink during the winter months. City officials say the goal is to modernize the park while honoring its century-old legacy in the community. The project is funded through the city's parks and stormwater sales tax and is expected to be completed in mid to late 2026. Frontenac's first public library hosts its grand opening ceremony today. The $4.5 million facility features 14,000 books, digital resources, and a community room. Today's ribbon cutting celebrates the completion of a project that began in 2022.
Everybody had a hand in on this project in the city of Frontenac. The whole town came together, and as I said when I was speaking before the ribbon cutting, this is the city of Frontenac's living room.
The library also houses the new Heritage Hall Museum and McKay Street Coffee House. Kansas Governor Lori Kelly paid a visit to KOAM to talk to our Blake Gully. Coming up, what the governor had to say about the budget and redistricting. But up first, an end to the federal government shutdown appears to be close.
Lawmakers rush back to Washington ahead of a final vote on the bill that could soon end the government shutdown. I'm Erica Brown with more from Capitol Hill on that upcoming vote in the House.
The House Rules Committee kicked off what was expected to be a lengthy meeting tonight ahead of tomorrow's floor vote on the funding package to reopen the government. Tomorrow will mark the first day the House is back in session in nearly 2 months. As Erica Brown reports, all of this comes as SNAP benefits for millions of Americans remain in flux.
At a Veterans Day event Tuesday, President Trump congratulated Republican leaders in Congress after the Senate finally passed a funding bill to end the government shutdown.
We're opening up our country. Should have never been closed.
8 members of the Democratic caucus split with the party, voting with Republicans to support the package that will fund the government through the end of January, extend funding for SNAP benefits for a full year, and reverse shutdown-related layoffs of federal workers. But the deal does not include an extension of Affordable Care Act tax credits, the issue at the heart of the deadlock, sparking backlash from some Democrats. The Republican-controlled House of Representatives will reconvene Wednesday for the first time since the shutdown began and is expected to vote on the amended bill that could reopen the government as soon as Wednesday night. House Democrats have slammed the measure, saying they'll continue their fight for affordable health care.
And Democrats will continue to press the case to say to our Republican colleagues, you have another opportunity to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits.
As the spending package moves through Congress, staffing issues, delays, and cancellations continue at airports nationwide. On Tuesday, more than 1,000 flights were canceled.
I will never travel again. If I travel again, I will drive, because I don't trust any airports.
SNAP benefits also remain in flux until the government reopens. Tuesday, the Supreme Court extended a temporary pause on a lower court's order that required the Trump administration to fully fund the food assistance benefits in November. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
That shutdown, which began on October 1st, became the longest in U.S. history on its 36th day, which was a week ago. After voting for the spending bill, Senator Roger Marshall says his focus now is on giving Kansans more control and transparency in how they pay for health care.
Some $35 billion that we've been giving to insurance companies, we want to give that to patients, to consumers. We want to put that in your own healthcare savings account and allow you to make choices of where you want your health care. The other piece we're going to add is a price tag bill. So we are going to force every hospital, imaging center, laboratory to show patients what their prices are before you had that surgery done.
Healthcare has been a point of debate between Republicans and Democrats, with both sides clashing over how to lower costs and expand access without adding to the federal deficit. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly visited our studio as the U.S. House prepares to vote on that spending bill tomorrow that could end the shutdown. She says the impact has been felt across Kansas. When asked about the state's future beyond her administration, Kelly says she hasn't spent much time thinking about party politics.
I haven't really given the future of the Democratic Party here in the state of Kansas a whole lot of thought. Specific to your question, I'm obviously, I hope that whoever follows me in office will build on some of the very good things that we've been able to get in place and then take Kansas to even greater heights.
You can hear more from our exclusive sit down with Governor Kelly on our website, KOIMnewsnow.com. A massive settlement has been reached in Kansas following a raid on a small-town newspaper in 2023. Marion County will now have to pay $3 million to 3 journalists and a city councilor. The settlement stems from raids conducted by the Marion Police Department at the Marion County Record newspaper and the homes of the paper's publisher and a councilwoman. Authorities suggested the raids were based on a belief that a reporter unlawfully obtained driving records of a restaurant owner before the newspaper published a story about her.
A little bit more, just so that it wasn't something they could dismiss. The money really isn't the important part. Unfortunately, money is a symbol, and people don't take it seriously unless money's attached. So we wanted there to be enough so that people would take it seriously.
The agreement gives the county and sheriff's office immunity from any future legal action related to those raids. Doug returns next with a complete look at your forecast, and a little bit later, we're going to tell you how you can get your letter to Santa Claus straight to the big man himself.
Well, it turned out to be a great Tuesday for us today after a cold Monday. Much warmer outside today, about 25 to 30, even a little over that. Degrees warmer today than what we saw yesterday. Not much going on here in Central Plains. Pretty calm. We're going to stay pretty calm as we go through the next several days. We just have a few clouds kind of skirting through right along that Kansas-Oklahoma state line. Besides that, pretty calm over the next couple days. Let me walk you through time. We're going to go through the night and going to stop this early on Wednesday morning. Chilly. Temperatures near 40 degrees. The winds are going to be light tomorrow, kind of variable across the region. Mid 60s by noon. Once we get into the afternoon, I think most of us 67, 68, maybe 69 degrees during the afternoon. Tomorrow night, we get some mid and upper level clouds kind of streaming through. So here's Thursday morning, not as cold, lower 40s, and then partly sunny skies on Thursday, but check this out. Mid 70s during the afternoon, which is pretty good. So we'll definitely take that. And then not near as cold as we go into Thursday night and into Friday morning. We only drop back mid to upper 50s. All right, the winds are going to be light on Wednesday. So they were strong today, light tomorrow, but pick back up as we go into Thursday. Look at these southerly winds kind of gusting near 20, 25, maybe 30 at times late Thursday night into Friday. In return for you, our temperatures will start to warm up. 40 to start, 66 by noon. High temp right around 67 degrees. Let's continue this trend as we go into Friday. Mid 70s, pretty hard to beat. As we go into Saturday, look at this, upper 70s, even some 80s once you get down toward Veneta, Tulsa, Oklahoma City. So Saturday is going to be fantastic. Can we do it again on Sunday? Pretty much. Mid to upper 70s again on Sunday. Now Sunday night, we have a storm system that it's weak, but it kind of develops as it pushes by. So we're kind of on the fringe of possibly getting some showers. So we're going to keep our eyes on that, but most of the rain is going to be central and eastern parts of Missouri. We cool down next Tuesday, and then look at this. A wetter storm system gets in here. So this is late Wednesday, next Thursday, Thursday night into Friday. We'll see better chances to get showers and thunderstorms. Let's go upstairs in the atmosphere. Here's our 500 millibar chart, which means about 18,000 feet. Right now, we have a northwest flow, meaning it's out of the northwest or out of Canada. But look at this ridge building in as we go through the next few days. That's why we're going to be dry. That's why we're going to start to warm up. Here comes our weak wave. Late Sunday into Monday, it passes on by, but look at this deeper system across the western third of the country. That should be our wetter system as we get through the middle of next week. All right, let's go 67, 68, tomorrow 72, on Thursday 75, Friday 78, Saturday. Rain chances and starting to cool down a bit as we go into Sunday and Monday, and then a little bit cooler the second half of next week.
Doug, thanks. Still ahead, the Pitt State Gorillas hit the road for Kansas City this weekend to battle Northwest Missouri State at a neutral site. Those details next. And the Missouri Southern Lions round out their season this Saturday against Washburn at home. We're going to preview their matchup against the Ichabods coming up.
The Missouri Southern Lions will take the field one last time on Saturday when they battle Washburn at home in their senior day matchup. It's been a season of ups and downs for the Lions. Coming off a 2-win campaign a year ago, MSSU wanted to change the culture and get back to being a winning program. While the Lions' 3-7 record fell short of their expectations, head coach Atiba Bradley emphasized the growth from this season and is proud of the steps his team took in the right direction.
I'm proud of where these guys have taken us, and I know we're in a result-oriented business. I know we're focused on wins and losses, but the amount of progress that we've made in a year has been remarkable. I think after finishing last year, I don't know that anyone would have picked us to be in any ball game.
Saturday's matchup with Washburn marks the last time some players will ever put on a Lion uniform. Guys like Zach Bergman, Nathan Glades, and Draper Parker, they've been integral parts of the program for 4+ years. And the motivation heading into the battle against the Ichabods is to give the seniors a proper send-off.
Some of these guys will never put a helmet on again. And some of them, you might have a few guys go play Crusaders, but there is nothing like a locker room. There's nothing like the amount of preparation that goes into 11 opportunities. It's just making sure that these guys walk out of here with their heads held high. They wear their letter jackets because they're proud of the institution that they poured into and that poured into them.
The Lions and Ichabods clash at Fred G. Hughes Stadium on Saturday. Kickoff at 1 p.m. from Joplin. A share of the MIAA title is on the line this Saturday for the Pitt State Gorillas when they face Northwest Missouri State. And this rivalry matchup is being played at a neutral site inside Children's Mercy Park, the home of Sporting Kansas City. Children's Mercy Park is familiar to hosting some football games. Just last year, the Kansas Jayhawks played 2 non-conference matchups at the stadium. From 2014 to 2017, Children's Mercy Park was the site of the Division II football championship, where the title game attendance was broken in 2015. And this historic rivalry is known to be played on the big stage, as 13 of their big matchups have been played at Arrowhead Stadium. Talking with Sporting KC's Senior Director of Events, Alicia Lawson, she expressed the organization's excitement for Saturday.
We are very excited to do this. Last year we hosted KU football. The energy in the stadium is always really great at Children's Mercy Park, but with football and marching bands and cheerleaders, it is a really, really exciting environment to be in out there. And we are just so excited to have this historic matchup back at Children's Mercy Park.
Sporting hopes that this isn't a one-year deal. The organization wants the Pitt State-Northwest Missouri State rivalry to become a yearly tradition at Children's Mercy Park, with fans packing the stadium to see two of the most decorated programs in Division II football history.
It's really special to us. We were really, really honored and excited to be able to bring them back here. We hope it's going to come back next year as well. We hope it's a long-standing relationship, and we think that Children's Mercy Park provides just the ultimate guest experience, and fans can expect to have a really fun, exciting, loud time.
Saturday is the 58th meeting between the Gorillas and Bearcats. Kickoff at 1:30 from Kansas City. That's it for sports. We're back with more after the break.
Salute Patricia Markham, a four-state hero.
All right, it looks like it's going to be a pretty calm night for us tonight. We drop back into the upper 30s to near 40 degrees. 67 tomorrow, 72 Thursday, 75 Friday, windy. 78 Saturday, even 73 on Sunday. So temperatures look great over the next 4, 5, 6 days. Rain chances next week.
Doug, thanks. And hey, kids, it's time to let Santa know what you want for Christmas. Santa's elves have teamed up once again with Joplin's Parks and Rec Department to collect letters to Mr. Kringle starting tomorrow, November 12th, and running through December 11th. Kids can drop their letters off at 3 locations: the Joplin Parks and Recreation Office on 1st Street, Academy Sports on Rangeline, and the Joplin History and Mineral Museum, that's on Schifferdecker. Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you tonight with another look at the Veterans Day Parade in Carthage. Let's make it a great tomorrow.
Thank you.